Hey guys, be right back. I'm waiting on something, sorry. I want to talk about that and where that's headed. Not necessarily that one right there, but that one there, a little bit over here. And we'll talk about this, how the earth tilts. But give me a minute, I'm sorry. I'm waiting on something that should be here probably within the next 5 minutes. So bear with me, please. Appreciate you stopping by. Yes, I'm cold. I'm still cold from Missouri. Pomegranates. Be right back. How's everybody? Hey, sorry. We're cheating today. I ordered a pizza and it still hasn't got here yet. So as soon as the pizza gets here, we'll get started. Thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, check out B. Brandon's merch on his YouTube channel. Want to say hi?
Hello.
There's the little guy right there.
Hello.
He's waiting on his pizza. We're going to cook tomorrow. So we did pizza today. Cool shirts. How about that? Show the boys some love. B. Brandon, YouTube. Seems like every time he does a YouTube video, YouTube hides it or something. I don't know. Anyway, the link to his YouTube channel will be below in the description box. Typhoon. Another typhoon in the West Pacific headed towards Vietnam. Vietnam is home to what's known as aqua farming. Most of the shrimp in America, 90% of the shrimp and fish you eat at restaurants or get from the grocery store in the frozen department, comes from this area of the world, right in here. Eastern Vietnam, Thailand, India, parts of China. What I'm about to show you is probably, if you don't already know, probably going to change your eating habits. I know it did mine. But right in this area right here, there's a 20-mile stretch. And I'll show you, I'll zoom in here in a minute. It's right where this very large typhoon is headed. It's going to flood these fish farms yet again. I'll go in tight and show you. Let's turn the weather off. That typhoon just flooded the Philippines. This is their third time in 3 months. This is the third storm that's hit in southeastern Vietnam in less than 2 months. Big storm. It's going to drop in places up to 20 inches of rain. And let me show you what's in this area right here. Shrimp farms and fish farms. You need to research that. Most of that stuff that you eat at restaurants and that's in the frozen department at the grocery stores comes from right here. I'm going to take you right to it. Let's turn the weather off first. Okay, where are we at? Right here.
So cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
How can you do that? Ooh.
Come on, baby. Probably got to restart it, but right in this area here, take out the old measuring stick if it will. Okay, here it is. Where did it go? Come on, baby. There we are. Watch this. Miles from here to here. 20 miles of fish farms, aqua farming. This area right in here. I'm probably going to have to restart it because the picture is compromised. Let me restart it. Bear with me. Every time that sits for more than 10 minutes, you have to restart it. Bear with me. We're going to talk about the tilt of the Earth. How does the Earth tilt? All right, here we go.
Is it round or flat?
Is the Earth round or flat, the young man says. Which is it? What do you think, son?
Round.
You think it's
I
round?
think it's flat.
Okay, here we go. I'm zooming in tight as I can. See these little squares? They're actually quite large, and they extend for 20 miles. This is just one area. Look at this. See them? Going a little tighter. This is where most of your shrimp and a lot of fish known as tilapia and swai, S-W-A-I. This is where it comes from right here. It's a form of farming. These things are fed fish pellets that are made out of soy remnants and probably whatever else you can imagine. When it rains and floods, there's pesticides, probably Agent Orange that was left over from the Vietnam War that floods into this bay right here, severely contaminating the shrimp and fish in these squares. And those squares are big. I'm going to show you one up close here in a minute. They found rat hair after these things have been harvested in the little factories here or whatever, the processing facilities. They're sitting out in room temperature for many hours just on ice. They may be frozen and refrozen a time or two at best. Don't eat the shrimp. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Once I found out where this stuff comes from and how it's manufactured, it is what it is, man. 90% of the shrimp in this country, this is where it comes from right here. I want to show you a story. My dad was in Vietnam. My father just passed away, and he was never the same when he returned from Vietnam. Sadly enough, I just feel bad for my father. He did not do well when he came back from Vietnam, just like a lot of men and women that were stationed over there. But again, you know, it is what it is. But let me show you something. The disgusting truth about fish and shrimp from Asian farms. 86% of our seafood is imported, and about half of those imports are raised on factory farms called aquaculture. Let's see if I can get this picture a little better. It's kind of bright, I know. I'll just read you the important parts real quick. Tilapia that are raised in those farms right there that I just showed you are fed pig and goose manure. Shrimp that are kept in those areas are, when they're harvested, they're just thrown on heaps of ice, and they're full of bacteria and pathogens, chemicals, just all kinds of nasty stuff. They found rat hair, mice hair. Don't eat the shrimp, I'm just telling you. A lot of antibiotics, a lot of chemicals, and just not good in general. There's one article. You can Google these articles yourself. Fish farms. Here's another one here. Talks about residues of mice and rats in these little processing facilities. Here's how they just sit out in the open. And here are some of them up close. Right there. That's what we just looked at on Google Earth. Here's how much rain they're supposed to get in this area right here. This is where the fish farms, one of the many are, up to 20 inches of rain. It's a lot of rain. Uh-oh, there's the, gotta go, be right back. Here, I'll get it, bud.
You still alive?
Yeah. Okay, sorry guys. Some of these areas are supposed to get upwards of 20 inches of rain in the next 2.5 days, right through here, all through Christmas. So just a big heads up on the shrimp in general, fish from that area. If you haven't done your research, you might want to look into it. Most of the shrimp and frozen fish in this country come from these areas right here. But this storm is a big storm. It's already done a lot of damage in the Philippines, and it's headed this way. So, number two, I want to talk about this little event last night. A lot of people are dismissing it as, oh, it's just another Falcon 9 SpaceX rocket, and that's true. That's all it was. But until you see one in person, it was quite the event. Let me tell you, this is the video I took from right out in front of our house. And this thing was something else. This video actually doesn't do it much justice, but we all went out front, and I knew right away what it was because I'd seen video of them before. I don't know what this is right here. It's moving too fast to be a helicopter. It's just not in focus. I don't know what that was. There's a little different look at it right there. It was red, primarily white, but it was moving quite fast to be a helicopter. Too low to be an airplane. I don't know what it was, but this happened at 6:33 Mountain Time, 5:30 Pacific Time. But it went right over just south of our neighborhood. And I would imagine if you knew where to look, they said they're not going to retrieve the rocket itself or whatever's left of it. So it's sitting south of here, out in the desert somewhere. But that was quite the show. That was quite the show. I wouldn't have known it if my son-in-law hadn't have called me. I was sitting right here at this very desk, and he saw the light from outside south of here in South Phoenix. So, kind of a big deal. Everybody ran outside and was looking. Again, it's just a rocket, but it was an incredible sight. Let me tell you, if you've never seen one, it's definitely something to see. Back to the shrimp. Watch this when you're at the stores. See this kind of shrimp right here? I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I'm not going to say where. You need to do your own research and be your own advocate, okay? See this kind of shrimp right here? I left the name or the label off for a reason, but that's frozen shrimp. This is the back. It tells you where it's from, okay? See that? Look and see where that stuff's from. If it's from there, I wouldn't recommend eating that. Sorry for the lighting issues, but that typhoon's getting bigger. Okay, one final thing. Hang on, I'm gonna turn on the light. Let's talk about the Earth's axis. This is our world. This is where we live, right? I've always been of the mindset that the Earth is round. The older I get and the more I study the Earth and its mechanics and our place in the solar system and the universe, I've come to the conclusion that Earth isn't entirely round, okay? It's not this pretty picture that we're painted, I guess, so to speak. And I look at it like this. I've never really talked about it, but it's just the way my mind works. How is the Earth tilted? How does a sphere have a dedicated tilt? You know what I mean? How can it be tilted 23.6 degrees? This is a round sphere. How do you know it's tilted? I get the seasons. I understand that it's summertime down in the southern hemisphere right now, and we're experiencing winter up in the northern hemisphere. I get that. But that's from our orbit around the sun, retro and pro. Who determines that the Earth is tilted 23.6 degrees? Who? And how do you measure that? I can turn this all day long. You can't tilt a sphere. So Earth is not entirely, it can't be entirely round if it's got a tilt on an axis. There's no way. I'm not saying it's flat, but there's no way the Earth can be completely round if it has a dedicated tilt. That's all. I'm not saying that it's flat. I'm not a flat earther per se, but I definitely don't believe that it's entirely round. But that's for another topic later. Back to the shrimp. Don't eat those types of shrimp. Check the back before you buy any. More than likely, if it's from there, it's not going to be too good for you. The big typhoon's supposed to drop 20 inches of rain in that area. The weather here in the States, not too bad. I'm still cold, however, from our trip up north into Missouri. I tried to get to the Mississippi, but I ran out of time because we had to get to the airport so early for holiday travel. But I was right here. I was close to where the water is absent near Memphis, right above the New Madrid. But up here, the Illinois River was very, very low. I was right there. And the Illinois is a tributary to the Mississippi. So again, it's real shallow here, and it's also shallow up here. So I don't know what to think of it. If you guys can send pictures to reports at mrmbb333.com of that area of the low Mississippi River. If you can, I would greatly appreciate it. I couldn't get there. I tried. I ran out of time on our way back. I was going to try to drive down to actually near Caruthersville, New Madrid itself, but I ran out of time. So if you can send pictures, if you're near that area, that would be like really cool. If not, that's okay. I wanted to show you one other thing. There was a strange collection of lights out here in Queen Creek, Arizona, Monday night. Here we go. No, that's not it. I don't see it now. Maybe it's over here. No. Bear with me. I'm trying to find something. Oh, here's one of the river videos that we did. There's a barge. How was the pizza?
It was
Good? All right, cool. Here's a barge over here that's having difficulty getting to the grain feed. This is going to have to be retrofitted if the river levels stay this low. This is where the grain comes through. It comes through here. There's big silos and dryers over here. Grain comes down into the barges. You can see this tug, he's trying to push that barge in at an angle to get what grain they can put on there, but this river should be way up in here. Way up in here. So that's the Illinois River at Meridosha, Illinois, which is north of St. Louis, hour and 20 minutes, east of Quincy, Illinois, 40 minutes. They're building a new bridge back here. This is the old bridge. In fact, it's still usable. They're just putting up a new one for whatever reasons, but you can see it's very, very low. And look at the, watch the boat ramp. Some guys over here, you can see how far down it is. I used to walk in that timber over there. Nah, that's way low. Look at that. They had to extend the boat ramp way down. Look at that. There's where we parked. Had to extend all that. So the water's going somewhere. I don't know where it's going. I know we've had drought and all that, but you know, it's looking like it hasn't rained up there in 10 years. I mean, really? Where's all the water going? So anyway, this is the Illinois River. Looking for new pictures of the Mississippi River. If you can do it, it's not too much trouble. From this area right in here, where Tennessee, Arkansas, Missouri, and Southern Illinois, where they meet by the New Madrid. If you can get pictures from that area, that would be great, because right now it's showing levels at 0 and below 0 in some places. I don't know how that happens, but that's what it's showing. So anyway, guys, thanks for your time. I just wanted to do a quick live stream. I haven't done one in a while. I'm going to start doing them probably every day. I'll get a little more organized at it as we go. But if you haven't, check out B. Brandon's YouTube channel. Check out the merch store.
Because there's something going on with it. There's something going on with my channel.
I know it. So you know what? It's everybody's channel. YouTube's made some changes, and you know, it's discouraging. As a little guy, like this little guy right here, he's trying to build a YouTube channel, and
it's rough when
it's rough. It is. It's rough and it's discouraging. And as his dad, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help him. So, seems like every time he uploads a video, he loses subscribers.
Loses like 50 or like 80.
And it's very discouraging.
Like it's annoying.
Mm-hmm. But don't get discouraged, okay? You keep your head up. You're doing a great job, and I'm proud of you, okay? And these people, they're proud of you too. You got a lot of supporters out there. You know that?
Yeah.
You do. You're doing a good job, and don't ever think you're not. And you hang in there. Why YouTube's treating people that way, especially little kids, I don't know. But you hang in there, all right? Mm-hmm. And any support you guys can do it by simply subscribing to his channel. That'd be awesome. And we're going to talk more about Earth's tilt in the coming days. Eat some pomegranates. I love pomegranates. I put them in here. This is a water container. I fill it with pomegranates.
Yeah, this is cool.
So we're going to go. I'm going to go have a piece of pizza. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. Have a Merry Christmas. And I will talk to you soon, and we'll discuss this Earth tilt in the next live stream. Thanks for watching, guys.